Today in the paddock, there's new movement on country of origin labeling. Our new Ag Secretary hit the ground running, and we have a new batch of contestants for Miss ABAC. That's all today in the paddock. Hello and welcome to the paddock. I'm Colleen Barber. In beef industry news, a bipartisan group of senators has introduced legislation to bring back mandatory country of origin labeling, also known as MCOOL. First established in 2002, these rules require that meat products carry labels which identify their country of origin. However, these rules were repealed in 2015 after an extended trade dispute. Look for this bill to be a part of the upcoming Ag Bill negotiations. The United States Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, hits the ground running after being sworn in last week.
What an honor and great blessing. I was sworn in, Harrison, less than 24 hours ago, but we are already hard at work. I'll leave here and head to Kentucky to a major farm show there, and then we'll start moving around the country, but really glad to be with y'all. Thank you.
Secretary Rollins has already reached out to state governors, urging them to participate in the new Laboratories for Innovation initiative to create solutions for ongoing challenges. The Laboratories for Innovation program will implement research pilot programs to enhance the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. From farmers' fields to Capitol Hill, join us as we take a look into Georgia Farm Bureau Day at the Capitol. Allison Cook brings us the story.
Georgia Farm Bureau members from all over the state met at the Capitol in Atlanta to advocate for agriculture.
But I think just because you're in college or just because you're in high school, it doesn't mean that you don't have experiences from your community or from your farm or even your education experience of ways the legislature can improve on that.
Georgia Farm Bureau members, including ABAC students, met with legislators and leaders to discuss the challenges the industry is facing.
For me personally, it's given me a lot of insight as to the issues that farmers are facing today and the issues that are most important to them and that legislators are working to help.
With over 700 attendees at the Capitol, FFA members made up a large number of the representatives. Learning about policy is a major part of the agriculture education program.
There is so much benefit to me bringing my students here. So the reason why I bring students here is because I can teach them all day long about the science behind agriculture, and I do that. And they are aware of agriculture. They have agriculture knowledge, but until they see what's actually going on, I'm just talking to them, right? So when they come here, they get to see the real world version of what matters to a farmer today and what's going on within our state and within the nation too as a whole that affects their industry, the industry that they want to be in one day.
You don't have to be a full-time farmer currently living on the farm to have value to add to the process. The things that they work on at the Capitol affect all aspects of the ag industry. So it's important we have people there from all stages, whether that be college students, high school students, even to folks that have been farming for 30 years.
After a busy day advocating for the industry they love most, the members returned home, motivated for what lies ahead. In the paddock, I'm Allison Cook.
Avian flu continues to dominate discussions of ag news across the country, but for many of us, this disease offers more questions than answers. Our Shelby Wentz is here to help us get to the bottom of it all.
Thanks, Colleen. I spoke to poultry expert and animal science lecturer at ABAC, Britta Cox. She helped us understand what the avian flu is and why it's so impactful.
Avian influenza is an influenza virus, so it's the flu, just a different type. The thing that is kind of confusing is that there are different subtypes of the flu. There's a low pathogenic virus and a high pathogenic strain.
HPAI, which is referred to as the high pathogenic avian influenza, is a highly contagious disease leading to high mortality.
Recently in Georgia had a couple of infections which resulted in a statewide ban in all poultry activities. There were restrictions on movement, especially in the counties, Elbert County and I believe it was Clayton County, where those infections occurred. But they still suspended activities throughout the state.
The biggest concern surrounding avian influenza is the estimated loss of $34 million in poultry exports and trade disruptions caused by infections. This could have long-term implications for international trade, affecting movement between countries.
It's a national problem that not only results in the challenges from depopulating the birds and the immediate loss, but maybe some long-term economic challenges too.
Many actions have been taken by the Georgia Department of Agriculture as well as Georgia's own poultry farmers.
Poultry farmers are responsible for maintaining that biosecurity, and they do a great job. This virus has been active for this infection since 2022, and we haven't had many recent infections in Georgia until 2025. So that shows you the ability of our farmers to do a great job in trying to protect their flocks, and then, as a result, the state and then our economy as a whole here.
Georgia has been taking significant biosecurity measures to safeguard poultry flocks.
I think this is an opportunity for everybody to recognize that biosecurity can play a role in your own life. And I think we saw that during COVID, right? People were more concerned about washing their hands, wearing masks, and I think that's still important. But something I'd like you to think about today too is, where have your shoes been in the last 24 hours? Not many people think about that, but that's something that we all need to think about. The most important thing you could do is just arm yourself with education. I think there's opportunity to turn this into something that can panic people, but I don't think that that's what we should be doing. It's nothing to panic about. Yes, I think avian influenza is going to continue to be an issue for us, something we have to monitor, but I think as long as we get our information from reputable sources, I think we can arm ourselves with that education to make sure that we help prevent this disease and future diseases as they come about, because who knows what the future holds.
Britta Cox covered some great points about the disease. To learn more about this information, you can visit gapoultry.org, agr.georgia.gov, or visit institutions like ABAC or the University of Georgia. And don't forget where your shoes have been in the last 24 hours.
With your markets today, I'm Hannah Fletcher. Today, we're covering key Southeast commodities: broilers, eggs, cotton, and cattle. Cotton futures closed at 64.83 on Friday, February 14th, significantly lower than last year's 91.48 cents. Broilers remain steady to weak, with boneless, skinless breasts and tenders trending lower. Supplies are ample to heavy, while demand and market activity remain light to moderate. Eggs show mixed prices with a generally higher undertone. Retail demand is mostly moderate to good, while food service remains light to moderate. Supplies are limited and market activity is active. Live cattle prices in the South fell to $202 to $203 this week, down from $205 last week. Feeder cattle futures saw losses of $1.20 to $1.62 on Friday. The March futures ended this week higher. Market activity remains uncertain. I'm Hannah Fletcher, and that's your market report.
Across the state, livestock and rodeo exhibitors are gearing up for their biggest event of the year. Chris Kubander tunes in with us now.
The Georgia National Rodeo and Livestock Show is celebrating a major milestone this year with its 35th anniversary. Both events showcase some of the best talent in rodeo and agriculture in the state. Aaron Flournoy, Marketing Director of the Georgia National Fairgrounds, brings us details about the upcoming event.
This is the 35th anniversary of the Georgia National Rodeo and Livestock Show. It's February 20th through the 22nd. For the rodeo, we'll have everybody's favorite events. We'll have saddle bronc riding, barrel racing, entertainment, and of course everybody's favorite bull riding.
Exhibitors will showcase beef and dairy cattle, swine, sheep, and goat projects. For these students, this is a time to display their hard work and dedication to their livestock.
So we have, the rodeo draws people from all over the Southeast, and then the livestock show draws people from the Southeast and families from all over the state of Georgia. So With the impact with Middle Georgia, Houston County area, they're coming here, they're spending their hard-earned dollars here, and it makes a huge impact on the economy here with the state of Georgia and Houston County. So with the state, our yearly impact is $130 million.
The inflow of visitors not only brings excitement to the area, but also provides a significant boost to the local economy.
Everyone coming here has a huge impact on this area, and we're able to kind of give back to our livestock students.
A big celebration for 35 years of tradition, competition, and community impact. If you'd like to attend or want more information, visit GeorgiaNationalFairgrounds.com.
Hey y'all, it's Allison Cook with your weather update. Starting with agricultural drought and soil moisture conditions, in Tifton, Georgia, we are in a short-term drought, meaning the ground is moderately dry, but don't worry, this will only last a few months. The southwest United States is facing more severe drought, with impacts lasting up to a year. While some areas in the southeast have seen soil moisture improve, parts of the west and plains are seeing worsening conditions. This could be a concern for farmers getting ready to plant. Here in Georgia, farmers should brace for drier than usual conditions ahead, and internationally, countries like Argentina and Brazil are also battling drought, impacting crops like corn and soybeans. Mark your calendars for the night of March 13th and early morning of the 14th, as we will be treated to a full lunar eclipse with best viewing times after midnight. That's it for me. Stay warm out there.
Thanks, Allison. Up next, we take you inside the excitement and glamour of the Miss ABAC pageant on campus. Layla Wallace has the story.
19 ABAC students are gearing up for the upcoming Miss ABAC pageant. The pageant will take place on February 26, 2025 at 7 p.m. in the Howard Auditorium on ABAC's campus.
In a potential Miss ABAC, we look for somebody who loves their community, loves ABAC, and really wants to advocate for ABAC's future.
Clubs and organizations choose their members to represent them in this pageant every year. The contestants will go through a lengthy process, including an application, interview, essay portion, and the casual and formal wear section of the pageant.
If contestants advance to the top 10, they are asked an on-stage question where they answer in front of the audience and the judges.
Winning the title of Miss ABAC is more than winning a school pageant title.
This year, I'm most looking forward to the pageant practices. So practice is a bunch of fun. The ladies get to meet each other, they get to mingle, and it's just a good time all around. There's lots of laughs, lots of fellowship, and it's honestly my favorite part of the competition.
I think I'm most looking forward to just, the bonds that you make with each girl in the pageant. It's not really about just winning. It's about, making connections with other people and just expanding your friendships.
The next Miss ABAC will go on to represent not only ABAC, but her community as well. In the paddock, I'm Layla Wallace.
In ABAC news, Collegiate FFA will be hosting an American Degree Workshop on Wednesday, February 26th at 5 p.m. in the Environmental Horticulture Building in room 131. Join as they answer questions and walk you through the process. Well, that will wrap us up for today. Thanks for tuning in for the latest Ag and ABAC news. From all of us here at the Paddock, I'm Colleen Barber. Have a great week and G-Haul, y'all.